Hey guys, how are you? Today is weight loss day, and I am really excited to just present a couple of ideas to add to our mindfulness aspect of this journey, which is when we transition to real food and whole food, the fact that there can be too much of a good thing, and sometimes our old habits that come from eating quite a bit of vacuous food or fast burning energy food, like lots of processed carbs or processed snacks, or drinking cordial or Coke or iced teas full of sugar, we can still mentally feel like we need to be in the habit, or we are in the habit of reaching for food all day. But once we're eating nutrient dense food and reaching for a couple of meatballs and reaching for leftovers, salads, whatever it is we're reaching for, I want to just plant the seed that sometimes we might be reaching for food when actually we are no longer hungry quite as frequently as we used to be. And then at mealtime, if you're eating really beautiful, rich, stewed meats, for example, slow cooked, or beautiful nutrient dense veggies that have butter or coconut oil or olive oil added to them so that we can get all our nutrients from them more readily available. Or if you're adding nuts and seeds and beautiful fresh curd and things like that to your salads, do all of these things need to be quite as big in terms of serving sizes as they used to be? I mean, we're moving from eating cardboard rice cakes, for example, to the Free From Lots crackers, which I know a lot of you guys have tried. And one of those crackers, like about this big, would still provide 10 times the nourishment that one of those huge pieces of cardboard provides. So it's just about starting to think about being in the habit of reaching for food too much and asking ourselves, am I actually really hungry? Could I break this up by doing something else to fill me up, literally, while I have this pang or this moment where I feel like food is what I need to feel full? Because when you start to think about it, maybe you think, well, actually, no, I'm not showing any signs of hunger. I'm not showing stomach rumbling. I'm not feeling like I actually physically need to eat. That sort of stress response that naturally happens, or that excitement towards food where you really start to plan something because you want something substantial. If you're just browsing, or if you're just kind of doing a little accidental round through the kitchen, oh, well, there's the fridge. Oh, there it is. I might as well just open it up and have a little look at what's in there. I just urge you to start being mindful of that, because moving to whole and real food means you have obviously raised your nutrient density across the board, and that's going to also reflect in how much less often you need to eat. Now, of course, there are sports and athletes and people who might be training for a marathon, or people who have insulin resistance, hypoglycemia, type 2 diabetes. There might be a whole range of other reasons that you've been instructed to eat more regularly, and I just urge you to chat to your health professional about some of the changes you've made and research for your condition with your practitioner's help what's going to be best for you moving forward. So I'm by all means not telling you not to eat between meals or else. I'm just flagging the mindfulness on whether you're actually hungry or not, or how much we need to eat once we start to really ramp up the nutrient density of our meals. Because the old days of packet snacks and vacuous things where our body was just constantly searching for nourishment more and more and more in the hope that it would eventually get some micro and macronutrients that never arrived in the land of eating fake stuff. Now you are giving them that, so it's about retraining your body signals and listening for how much you actually need to eat. And it's just one of those really simple things that can unfortunately hinder a weight loss goal that you have, when you just haven't realized that you've actually got a habit of eating too often rather than actually needing to eat that often. So it's a subtle difference, but it's a really important one to think about when it comes to weight loss. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about when it comes to weight loss is a lot of people will find that once they start giving their body food that the body understands, weight loss is just a beautiful natural side effect. Something that a lot of people battle with, however, is resistant weight loss. And we talked about hormones in our last lesson, and hormones can play a huge role in resistant weight loss. And I mentioned, being one of those people. I know I have been one of those people myself. As recently as last year, I went through months of not being able to lose weight, and really needed to for my polycystic ovarian syndrome, because any of you girls out there who have this, you will know it is so hard to lose the weight sometimes, especially when you're having a big flare-up of symptoms and pronunciation of PCOS. But the goal should be to get back to a normal healthy range, because that's when all of those symptoms disappear. So it's one of those very annoying catch-22s. So if anyone out there is feeling that their resistant weight loss is hormone attributed, I hear you. However, Naomi, my guest today, is going to talk to us about that, because she's an expert in this field. And I'm absolutely not being salesy in including her program that's coming up in March. I believe they kick off for their next one. But I really urge anyone out there to do it who battles with resistant weight loss, because it is so thorough, it is so supportive, and it will really unlock some of the challenges that might be right down the bottom, stopping you from taking off a few extra kilos. It's not about jumping on the scales every day. It's not about hating yourself. I mean, Naomi and Brenda, her partner in running this course, are dear friends and have become so because I've gravitated towards all the other health professionals who have my same holistic, it's not complicated, let's just get real philosophy in mind. But what those girls do is just help with the technical side of some of the major reasons why it might be really hard for us to lose weight. And I'm just going to share my reason why, which I discovered on my own after a lot of trial and error last year, was that I was actually over-exercising and overeating healthy whole foods. Now, the overeating thing wasn't much, but it was that snack or two snacks I was having in the afternoon. So I wasn't eating a good enough lunch. I was just having salads, and that just was not enough to keep me going through the afternoon. But then paired with that was my over-exercising, which I think was contributing to my feeling quite hungry in the afternoons as well. So once I started to rein in the cardio element and I stopped doing spin classes, I increased my strength and my yoga by one each. So I did 2 strength classes and 2 yoga classes a week, and then a really good big walk almost every single day, at least 45 minutes. Now, that wasn't easy to carve that time out of my day. It was not. But I knew it was important to make it a priority for me. Having PCOS, having a tendency towards an EFI thyroid, even though I largely believe that's been healed for me, it's so important to keep moving and to not sit so much. And a walk combined with just a couple of times a week, a really good burst of strength training, as well as yoga to calm the mind and strengthen the body in a really gentle way, for me ended up being an absolute winner combo. And I just dropped 5 kilos literally in the space of 2 months with no issue, no difficulty, no stress, no change to what I was eating, except for the fact that I changed my lunch actually around a little bit, made that more nutrient dense, and ditched the afternoon snacks so that I could give my digestion a really good break in the afternoon between lunch and dinner, and also give my immune system a break, which I think is so important and so overlooked as to why eating less often can be of huge benefit. And that really worked for me, and that was just 5 very, very simple kilos. So I hope you enjoy Naomi and my chat today, because I got a lot out of it personally, and I think she speaks beautifully about these topics. So I'm going to stop rambling now, but I just wanted to check in with you guys, because this is not something that anyone is alone on. This is something a lot of people think about a lot of the time, and a lot of people have very interesting issues, whether it's habit, whether it's hormones, or whether it's something else that gets uncovered as to why weight loss is an issue for them. Obviously, food intolerances play a huge role, as do allergies. Intolerance and allergy slightly different, which we'll look at in more detail on Gut Day. But it's just a really important thing to get to know your body, because, as I say always, you are your number one health professional. So once you're empowered with a bit of this knowledge, you can really start to look inside and see what's happening for you, what's working and what's clearly not. And in my case, light lunches and lots of crazy spin classes were not working for me. In fact, they were making me put on weight. So everyone's different, and I really encourage you today to have a little think about what has or hasn't worked for you in the past, a time when you felt it's been really easy to lose weight versus other times when you felt it hasn't, and to make peace with whatever weight you are, because weight at the end of the day is not you. It is just a figure on a scale. So personally, I ditched the scales as soon as I knew physiologically things were working for me, with the shift in my routine, because I just think weighing yourself every day is a really, really unhealthy exercise, personally. It'll be really interesting to see the conversations that come up today on the Facebook page if you're there with us, or in the comments below today's lesson, if that's where you're interacting with the course. So enjoy Naomi's talk, and I'll pop the details to the Breakthrough program just in case anyone wants to explore why they might be dealing with resistant weight loss in more detail than obviously we can in a course like this, which is predominantly just about helping you guys transition to real whole foods. So I'll see you later on in the course. Bye.